All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday, August the 12th, 2025. Welcome to lesson 4.1 of our FPS Engine tutorial. The FPS Engine was made by Cowsins, and we are going to do our very first mini project. There are going to be two mini projects in this particular tutorial series. This is the first one, but I am dividing this into two parts. If you have not seen the rest of the tutorial series, I highly recommend you to do so, as it will be building up toward this particular lesson. Today, we are going to do a mini project where we put all together what you have learned in the first three lessons and to make it our very own level. Before we get started, make sure you have the FPS engine installed. And if you are going to include the save and load um, system, make sure you also have that installed. I am using Unity version 2 point something because of VR chat. So I'm no longer using VR chat. I'm not using Unity 6 right now, is what I'm saying here. Keep in mind, whatever I'm going to be doing, do not copy exactly what you see. What your goal here is make your own level based on the environment you want to use. So that's why in the description below on YouTube, I have included several links to several free environments that you may use. The idea is the same though. Make your own level based on the environments you chose. All right, so let's get started with our tools of the trade. The first tool you must install, go to Package Manager, go to Packages, Unity Registry, look for Pro Builder. This is the number one tool used by developers when it comes to Unity so that we can make shapes. The other tool you may use is Pro Grid, and you can see here it's green. All right, now that we have that, let's get organized. On the left side with the hierarchy, what you want to do first is you want to organize your environment with the level. Right click and let's make an empty object. We are going to call this system. This is the system for the oops, this is the system for our game, which is the FPS engine. On the bottom here, you're going to see the asset. Make sure you have Cowsins FPS engine installed. Double click Cowsins, double click on prefabs, and then double click on player controllers. And then you're going to notice there's two player controllers. The one you want is the movement controller. We're going to drag that up to here. It's going to allow you to import TMP, please do so. This has something to do with tech. You must include both examples, extras, and essentials. Because without this, when we get to UI material, you won't be able to write text on the level. And we're going to use that later in part 2 on Thursday. Most likely on Thursday, so this is why you need this. Once you have installed those, we can start making our environment. To do so, right click on the hierarchy, create an empty game object, and we're going to title this level. We're going to title this level. And then under that, right click, create empty game object. We're going to call this environment. What we want to do is drag the environment tag to the level. And then we're going to make another one. We're going to click on level, right click, create empty. We're going to call this object. Okay. We're going to drag that under level, not under environment. Okay. Then right click, create empty. We are going to call this, let's call this layout. This is what we're going to work on first, the layout. The order does not matter, but the quote unquote folders does. Let's make our layout. We are going to go use Pro Builder to our advantage. If you want the Pro Builder window, go to Tools, Pro Builder window, and you can get this window right here. Okay, next, let's go ahead and make a new shape. We are going to make a plane for today. The plane is this first one. With Pro Builder with Pro Grid active, we're going to try to make a 12 area 4 by 3 play area that includes our location for our system here. So we are going to use right around here. We're going to go 4 by 3. Should be around here. Right, left click there, and there we go. There's our plane. Oh wait, I made a wrong thing. That's the sprite. Sorry. Redo. We're gonna make a plane. A plane is what I'm looking for. Plane. I made a sprite by accident. Sprites are gonna be used, but it's not gonna be used at this moment. I made it too big. That's okay. Trust me when I say this. When you're working in game development, too big is never too big, unless it's Call of Duty. Now, this is our plane. We're going to drag this to the layout component, to the layout area, and we're going to drag it under. We're going to call this ground. Okay, that's our ground. Okay, now we're going to start building our level. Now, depending on what package you selected, that's going to depend on what you selected. Make sure you know what you're using. So for today, I am going to be using the Brick Project Studio fast food restaurant kit. And we're going to put this all under environment. And then under environment, we're going to right click, create empty. And we're going to call this fast food restaurant. And then anything we put in here will be for the restaurant. We're going to go prefab. We're going to be using fast food. We're going to be using let's go to fast food kit, prefab, fast food, and we're gonna get this. We're gonna start building our level now. Now it's not necessary to cover it, to cover the location right now. And you're gonna find out what I mean in a moment. So before we do that, let's go to wall. Let's actually make a wall first from the restaurant kit. So it's this one. You can also right click, left click on fast food restaurant. Go to create empty. We're gonna make walls, and then we can organize it that way. Now it looks like a lot, but I'm gonna tell you now. If you are a professional game developer, you have to be organized. You want to be organized, especially in the actual job, in your actual job. That's why I'm teaching you. Don't just drag and drop willy nilly. You have to be very careful with how your boss is going to talk about what to make. I think it's supposed to be 0.5. Can I do that? No, that's okay because I have Pro Grids on. I think that's what. There we go. There we go. To make sure it's lined up with the ground when you're trying to build something. And this looks like 1.5 squares. So I'm going to use this tool right here, the rectangle, to increase it to 3 so that's even. And then we're going to go back to move mode. We're going to copy and paste. We're going to do this a few times so that we have a wall. You see how it's even. Now we are going to have to remove a camera, however, because the camera is actually also attached to the controller. So we're gonna remove the camera, the main level camera. So we're gonna remove the main camera, and now we're gonna test out what we just did. So as you guys can see, we have made we have started our level. Now obviously we can't do anything right now because we haven't really built anything, but this is our level. Okay, now let's continue on and let's make the perimeter. Now you do not have to color this black. It's just like that because that's how it came by default. And remember, for this project, you do not have to use a fast food restaurant. You can use a coffee shop. The only reason why I'm using this is because it's easier for me to use because I've used this in VR chat and anything else that I have done. So that's why I know about this asset. It's actually the first one that I used when I started making VR chat world. So I get a little bit of nostalgia when using this asset pack. But again, you do not have to use a fast food restaurant. It's more like a way for me to demonstrate easier because other packs may have some other criteria, and I don't want to get into that today, especially if um this is your first like game you're making and you wanted to make it simple. So I drag and drop here. I copied and selected a lot just so that it's easier for me to rotate and pick out the things I want. And I'm going to do the same thing for this side right here. I'm just gonna copy. I'm just gonna select, holding Control and left clicking on the parts I want. Control C, Control V, copy and paste. There we go. And there's my little restaurant. Okay. Now we are going to leave space around right here for the door. And then I am going to click this. I'm going to expand the plane a little bit more for part later on because we're going to use this as a little level. So let's just say the goal is to get to the restaurant to defeat all the robots inside. Now keep in mind this restaurant is very small. But the reason why it's small is so that I can demonstrate the idea. Next, we are going to start the flooring. So we're going to close walls for the moment, and we're going to right click on fast food restaurant, create empty, and we are going to demonstrate um, floor. We're going to use the floor. We're going to demonstrate floors here, and it's going to be this one, this tile right here. And we're going to drag it to our floor um, separator there. So now we're going to demonstrate the the actual making of the level here. After this, we are going to go straight into um, like lighting and all that. We're gonna line this up. Want to make sure you line up everything, especially when doing something like this. Now you don't have to cover this entirely right now. My goal here is to demonstrate the idea of putting stuff together to get ready for your for environmental stuff. I believe it's this two here, right? Yes. I am going to demonstrate. I am going to remove this bar right here so they can be even, and then I'm going to move in this section so that we don't have to elongate the the tile because right now we're elongating the tile. And there we go. So there's the first section, and then right left click, hold control left click on everything here, and start putting it all together on the other section. A floor, there's our little restaurant. I think that is a little over, yes. Okay, so in that particular case, we are going to reduce the length of this unless we are going to expand it, which we are not at this moment, but keep that in mind in part two on Thursday. So there is our little restaurant. Now we are going to put in the robot right away so that we know that this is an FPS game. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, we are going to go to, let's go to Cowsins. Let's go to Cowsins first. We're going to go to uh, prefabs. Oh, I forgot one thing. We always have to have Cowsins AI because it's required. So let me go ahead and install that. Make sure you have Cowsins AI as well, because we're gonna start using the bot for our enemies. Let me see if I actually have the. Oh, I needed to download the folder. Okay, so for Cowsins AI, don't forget, you have to have the folder. Yes, because we need this folder right here. Cowsins AI version 2.30. We are going to copy this folder. Also include the Mac OS X folder because you're going to need that just in case of Mac. Go to your Unity hub, go to your project and go to the triple dot, go to show in Explorer. What you want to look for is assets. You want to drag the folders for the Cowsins AI into this folder. Once you are done, click out and it's going to populate. The reason for this is you need to have the Cowsins AI for the bot. So what's going to happen now is if we go to Assets, Cowsins AI, we are going to go to Prefab. We're going to use YBot, YBot template. Oh, hold on. YBot shooter, excuse me. Now, in terms of the level environment, we are going to call this. Let's go ahead and put this under the fast food restaurant. Right click. We're going to go to create empty. We're going to call this enemies because technically speaking, the YBot is an enemy. Just so that we have common ground. Now I'm gonna restate how this works so that you are aware of how this works. So under inspector, when you select the YBot, what you want to do is go to this area right here. You're gonna notice two circles, the white circle and the red circle. The white circle is the search radius, and the red circle is the attack radius. So if you go inside of this red circle, the Y bot is going to shoot you. Okay. So if you want to change that, you want to go to combat. You want to go to let's go to it was what variables. So the move radius, let's say the move mode is gonna be random. The wander radius is gonna be 15. The search radius is gonna be 15. So you can see the white circle moved up to a little bit past the restaurant. You see how the white circle moves away from inside. We're going to go to combat. It's a shooter, hit scan. What we want to make sure of is making sure everything is good here. Good. We're good there. We also can change the you can also change the angle as well if you wish to do so. Now, let's see what else is in here. Make sure you guys check out these particular settings. as well. The attack range is what we're looking for. 10, 5, 4, 5. So I'm going to put the attack range at 10. Now I'm going to move the starting point because I don't want the player to get attacked right away. Now where is the looking for the arrows here? Okay, it's somewhere over there. So I'm gonna have to move this a little bit. Maybe right there. Let's see how it looks. Let's see where it is at. Okay, it's literally on top of the bot. So I may have to move see if I can play this. Let's see if it's gonna let me spawn outside. I'm gonna control save and let's test it. Yes, it will. Yes, it did. Oh, I forgot the one thing. Oh, that's why. Okay, so I forgot to bake an AI thing. That mess. So on your plane where you want to play, add a component called Dab Mesh Agent. You must have this. Actually, no, not Dab Mesh Agent. I'm gonna remove this. It's a Nab. It is an thing is a Nab Mesh Agent because it doesn't have one. Let's go. Um, oops, we have because we have to bake our Nab Mesh. That's the thing. Let me just make sure we have everything on here. I think we do. Now, okay, the question is, can we bake it? Oh, here we go. We need a nav mesh surface. That's what we want. You have to install the AI navigation material. And then we're going to bake. This time it should work. Yep, it works. You see how it's attacking? Because I'm in the range. So I'm moving. It doesn't see me yet. The question is, where is he? Oh, he's right there. So that's why it wasn't working because I did not put the nav mesh. Okay, we're good on that part. But we're gonna take care of AI later. I'm gonna unbake it for now. Or clear. Just so that when we put our objects, we can start like putting stuff. So we're gonna remove the AI for now. Don't remove the asset though. Don't remove the folder because we're gonna use that later. Let's go to divider, and we are gonna use the this one. Now for this, we're gonna count it as a wall. Even though it says divider, I'm gonna count it as a wall because technically speaking, it is a wall. Let's put it over here, and then let's block it with two more walls copied and pasted. Copied and pasted. Let's adjust the size of this. Actually, let's adjust the size of this. There we go. Let's put this. Let's rotate this copied piece so we can have a like a divider, so that we can have like its own section. And then there's like a section here. We're gonna leave one space so that we can put a door there. Okay. And then we're gonna close this section right here. We're gonna close this section off. We're always gonna leave a space for a door. Let's see how big the door is though from the asset. And remember, this is in two parts, so we'll do this again on Thursday. Is this Cowsins? Yes. Okay. We're gonna adjust the door. We're going to left click. We are going to go right here. Ooh, growth. I don't want that. Door. We're gonna go to door. I am going to put this under object. We're gonna go to the door. We're gonna adjust it. Adjust, adjust, adjust. So that's same size as the wall. Ta-da! There's our door. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to take the door, copy and paste. We're going to move it to the other side. This side over here where we made the door. And now we're going to start putting down systems from the game, from the asset. Okay, nice. There's our little door. It's a little bit off though. So I'm going to, there it is. So now that we have that door, we are going to place objects that we can use in our game, our little level. So we're gonna take out that. We're gonna go to assets, Cowsins. We're gonna drop in a prefab. We're gonna use a let's drag and drop. And let's say that we are going to gift our player a coin. Okay. Let's say, hey, you found a secret area. Here's some coins for you. So we're gonna drag and drop our coin, and we're gonna put this under object. Actually, we're gonna put this under a new category, game object. Objects are like doors and all that. Game objects are like things you would use for a actual game. So in this case, we are going to go under, let's go under the level category, and we're going to put under new category, create empty game object, game object. What we're going to do is we are going to hold our little coin, find our little coin, and drag it under game object. Then we're going to adjust the coin by going to the inspector. So the coin script, we're going to take a look at the coin script. We're going to say the minimum amount of coins you can collect from this coin is 10. And then the max amount you can collect from this coin is 25, just like a quarter. But keep in mind, there is going to be variable because it's random. There is going to be a random number between 10 and 25 inclusive of 25. So we're going to copy this coin a few times. Let's say right here, Ooh, growth, they're underground. There we go. So these are the coins. We have four coins up to 25 each. The lowest you can get is 40. The highest you can get is 100. The biggest 25 times 4. All right. Now, let's test our game here. We're going to play. We're going to test out the doors. We're going to test out everything. So we have our restaurant. Welcome to the restaurant. How can I help you? And then you find this door right here. And then we are going to go enter and get our coins. And we got our coins. And we got, let's see how many we got. 68 coins. We got 68 coins that time. Now keep in mind that it's random. Keep in mind that the amount of coins you get is random between those numbers we put in the beginning. You cannot go through here because this is by default a window. Okay, that's a window. All right, that is a big fat window. So now we are going to make you earn. We're going to make you earn that. So what we're going to do to make this a game, I'm going to extend, I'm going to go ahead and give you a weapon. We're going to go to our drag and drop extra. We're going to go to, I believe it's um, weapon pickup. Let's go to prefabs. Let's go to weapon. And we are going to use, let's here. It's under. Let me just make sure. Let me see what we got. We're gonna talk about power ups later down the line. Here we go. Weapon pickupables. We're gonna give you a pistol. So we're gonna find a pistol. We're gonna go here. We are gonna look right here in the box. So we have our little pistol. Now we're gonna put back our little bot that I mentioned earlier. But we're gonna have some fun. I'm going to make another wall right around here, and then copy that wall to here. I'm gonna cover this area in particular because what we're gonna do now is we're gonna make it a little harder. That is because under prefabs and under drag and drop extras, I am gonna put a turret. I'm gonna put a turret. So this turret is going to attempt to protect the treasure within, which is the coins you see here. So you have this turret outside. I'm gonna copy another wall. I'm gonna put it right around here. Now keep in mind the way I'm doing this is only for demonstration purposes only. This is definitely not a like a 100% a real way to make a map, but this is a way you would start doing so. I'm going to rotate this inside of this area, and I'm going to demonstrate how you use the numbers here. So the turret is going to protect these coins. So we're going to go to here. We're going to take a look at identity and stats and UI. All right. The health bar is going to be, I think, let's see. I think it doesn't have it. Okay. Let's take a look at the torrent. Let's put this down to 25 for the sake of example. Destroy on die will be when it's technically destroyed. We are going to go to now. We're going to go to here. Basic settings. Detection range. So right now the detection range is right here. It's in red. That's too much. Let's go to 10. And a little bit too much. 5. No, let's go to 7.5. You see how the red area is demonstrated all the way here. I am going to move the turret so that it's not too far. In addition to this turret, he's going to have a buddy. And this is going to go under enemies, by the way. He's going to have a little buddy. Not another turret, though. He's going to have an AI buddy. That's why we have the Cowsins AI. We're going to have the Y-bot shooter. He's always going to protect the the coins too. And he's going to wander. But let's not forget about his buddy. This guy over here is always going to protect this area because remember, If you go through here, you're gonna find him, and then you can go here. This area is gonna be protected by this turret and this guy. Okay, so let's test it out and see if it actually works that way. And then of course we can manipulate and change anything if it doesn't work. Hold on. One moment. So hold on. I'm gonna try to. I think that's a little loud. So hold up. Where is it coming from? I think I know where it's coming from. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Oh, wait. Hold on. Before we go on, I forgot the nav mesh. There we go. Now it's gonna make sense. Don't forget to bake your nav mesh for every object that you add. He's gonna wonder. Let's see if this guy's gets it done. Wow, they both wanted to go out. Okay, we're gonna make this a little harder. Hold up. We have to make this a little harder. Okay, so we're gonna put this under we're gonna go to combat. The damage amount is gonna be five. Five per bullet on this guy. On this guy, it's gonna be five per bullet as well. Under combat. This one, the turret, is going to be let's say let's see if we can change the damage here. Probably not. Let me just make sure. No, we can't statistic. No, we can't. But yeah, shoot that box collider down. It does not have a shield. That's the catch. Oh no, projectile damage. Let's go five. Let's let's play it. Let's test it at five. Now it's a little harder. Now, ah, you see, now it's getting a little harder. Now it's a game. You reset the level. Okay, I need to change the weapon. showed up. I need to change how much that pistol does. So to do so, to do that, the weapon pickupable. Let's do. Let's take a look at it. Effect. Yeah, because that's a little bit too small for my liking. I don't like that. The damage is a little bit too small. It was like 2.5. Let me just see what we got here. So what you need to do is check out scriptable objects because this is where you can change the damage and stuff. Let's go to shooting. The damage you have the recoil and all this stuff. If you like recoil and stuff like that, you can. I believe it's that. Damage per bullet. Let's go 7. And then critical damage multiplier on headshots is 1.5. So basically, it's going to be at least 14 or 15. Okay? We're going to control save. Don't forget scriptable objects from lesson 3. Let's try this again. Let's see how much of a difference it's going to be. Remember, the default was 2. Okay, 7. Ooh, 10.5. Nice. Awesome. Got him. You see how it's faster. Anyway, now we're going to make sure there's no other enemies. You see, this is the wall. No. They can't hit me. I can't hit them. Like, so I have to change that. Oh no, they can. I have to look at what's going on there. Okay. I think it's a good time to introduce pickups besides weapons, and that is the power up, and that is health. So, let's say that after this guy, we're gonna make a new room. We're gonna make a small room, like let's say right here. Let's yeah, right here. I'm not gonna go too much on it. Go to assets, go to Cowsins, go to prefabs, go to drag and drop, go to power ups. What this does is a power up. We're gonna make a health pack. Health pack. So this area right here, this little guy, is gonna be our health pack. Okay. We're going to adjust some settings in a moment. So health pack, we are going to add, let's see, it will reappear 5 seconds if we allow it. The heal amount is we are going to change it to 15. Okay, 15 HP. Now, each health pack can be changed on its own. Okay, I'm going to put this under game object. I'm going to put these guys under enemies. So there you go. So this health pack is 15. We're going to try it to see if we heal 15. Okay, awesome. Oh, I know. I think I know why. Okay. I forgot to bake. So let me go ahead and bake. I'm gonna bake in the new stuff. We're gonna bake the new stuff. Okay, so that should be a wall. Yeah. Okay. Question: what is this under? Okay. This should be under a. I have to see why it's going through the wall. I'll do that before our next lesson on Thursday. Okay, so we're gonna still continue this test of the health pickup. So let's go ahead and test this out again. Uh oh, hello. Nice. Oh, it didn't pick it up. No, it did. I think I restored it. I have to check it. Okay. I think I made this a little bit too difficult. That's okay. We're here to learn. That made it way too hard. Okay, I'm gonna change some numbers. Um, I also need to see, make sure, because this counts as an obstacle in some cases. Okay, so I'm gonna change the health pack because it's it's a no regen. That's why. Oops, hold up, that's a no regen. So we need to find health pack is what we're looking for. I accidentally put no regen.